Hi, this is Doug Wu. I'm making this video for my new YouTube channel called Doug Who. And Doug Who is a pool nickname that I got back in Alaska. So this channel is sort of dedicated to my my pool sort of identity. But in YouTube, I have like several different accounts. And the reason for that is I've been spending a lot of time thinking about segmenting content through appropriate distribution channels, sort of breaking things up. And so I figured I'd make a first video just talking about what things I'm working on now. I don't know who this is for, probably for myself more than anything. It's just practice in making videos, but also is a snapshot in time of where I'm at and what's going on. And there's a 12-year-old pro pool player named Savannah Easton, who is a homeschooled student, straight A homeschooled student. And, when I work on this stuff now, I think about her more than anything because I want to start an online homeschool because homeschooling is pretty much unregulated in Oklahoma. So this is a webpage I started, probably started putting content like a week ago. It was a template theme made for aviation that I was just using and changing out content so you could see it's got a mix. And none of this is probably going to stay, but it was just me playing around with things I'm working on, ideas that I want to promote. And I was trying to just organize the content and figure out how I wanted to structure it. Had some problem with my transparency, my ping transparency, not sure why that's working. But setting aside my online school, the two projects related to pool that I wanted to talk about that are actually considered, most of everything I do is basically I have a not-for-profit business model. And so I want to be able to give freely and do things freely and recoup value through some mechanism exchange that largely focuses on reclaiming wasted resources. So that we're going to have to talk about more later. This is my pool guide website. If you go to it now, you won't see this page because it's got what's called a maintenance page blocking it. And I got a 404 error, but that shouldn't matter. Anyways, I just put this here and I just really wrote this quickly. All these websites I hadn't really started working on until recently. I've got a lot of them too. Anyways, I'm using something called Oxygen Builder, and I'm trying to experiment with something called the Pods framework. And the Pods framework has to do with WordPress post content types and extending them, and basically having categorized fields of information that parse out the same and can be, in my long-term view, can be optimized also for appearance and metadata for search engine stuff. So anyways, all these images and some of the text, like most of the text I changed, but like these images are just stock photos that came with this theme, like these things too. And I realized, man, I don't even have any stock images of pool. So I went to Pixabay and Pexels, which are like free stock image websites, to grab some stuff. But I'm not really happy with the images. This is Pixabay and this is Pexels. But I'm not really happy with the quality and content. Like, for example, here's let me get to this real quick. This is the Billiards History site that I'm working on, and I have a lot of ideas and people that I want to already talk to that sort of indicated. See, like this, I thought this would be it was the most, I don't know, it's still modern, but look at this bridge. The hand's not even planted on the table. This is not a good website or picture to use, but it was easy because it was available. Here's my Billiards History site. Again, I'm just using a template theme. These are all stock images I got off Pexels or Pixabay. And I don't even know exactly how I wanted to set up the structure here. I'm still thinking through a lot of the, organization of this. But it's easier for me to just start building something and changing it as we go. And I'm really excited about Oxygen Builder, which I'll just give you a sneak peek of. It's not a normal theme builder if you know anything about WordPress page builders, because it actually completely disables the theming system of WordPress and allows you to modify the site pretty much in pure CSS HTML. It follows very much that kind of structure, and it gives you like a WYSIWYG interface to deal with it, as well as lets you modify templates and have reusable code parts, and has a little structure thing here. So like if I wanted to insert a section in here, say, I guess this is my event showcase, is this bottom thing. This part at the very bottom can't be modified because it's part of another template. This is the home page. And so basically, say I want to add an element. Under here, I'm using the Winery design set. If I wanted to keep that consistent look and theme, I could do something like go Winery. This is running on a shared hosting account with a bunch of... Oh, man, it's not working for me, huh? What happens if I go to another one? Yeah, and you know what? That might have to do with the fact that I was playing with header script security and locking it down because I'm really anal about security with WordPress sites. There's a lot of new things, and I think probably what's going on is I have some sort of failure to load something that's being blocked. The JavaScript is being blocked, possibly. That's too bad. So, this is where I'm at. This is the kind of things that I need to sort out. Oxygen Builder is a new framework to me. I just purchased it. Got the lifetime license recently, and it's a big investment to build on this platform if I don't intend to keep using it. So I'm sort of at a standstill. Like, not a standstill. I'm just moving forward with Oxygen, rolling the dice, but I'm not really sure how warm and fuzzy I feel about having this kind of problem, because these are the kinds of things that set me back, and I have to troubleshoot. But, that's the nature of WordPress. So moving on, part of what this pool guide website is I wanted it to be a portal and index for all things pool. And I just started going through my memory of like the main players in the pool industry, pool media historically. And for all of you who are new to the pool world, this might be helpful. For you who have been around, this is just like repeated stuff. But, I can't start off talking about pool media history without mentioning Pat Fleming of Accu-Stats. Wow. Without Pat, we would have lost a lot of history and matches, So I'm very thankful for Accu-Stats, but also excited to hear about the things that are going on in the industry right now. And I'm not entirely clear, but I think that AZBilliards is now... I know there was an article, and I hadn't even fully read it or comprehended it. Been sort of outside of the pool scene, fell away from following it intensively like I used to. But every now and then I jump back in and try to refresh what's going on. But, who could talk about pool media in the modern day without mentioning AZBilliards and the wonderful job that Mike Howerton and Jerry Forsyth have done. I don't know if they're still doing that podcast, American Billiards or something. I can't even remember. Like I said, I've fallen away, trying to catch back up. Right now, there's so many different pool things coming out too. It's sort of hard to keep track of and wrap your head around. But AZBilliards, the three things I really feel as though AZBilliards has been known for is their definitive forums. Like a lot of Google searches on information you want to find about like the nitty gritty on detailed information, you're going to find through the AZBilliards forums. And each of those individual posts are usually discoverable by search engines. And that's something that I see a problem with in the pool world, is a lot of times there aren't best practices being used, and there's a lot of things that could be done better. And I would like to be able to offer help at no charge as a not-for-profit enterprise and find a way to self-fund. Anyways, which I have a lot of ideas about. The thing I love about AZBilliards is this historical, record on pool matches. Because even me, when I used to play a lot, am in here from when? All years, like 2010 2011, 2012. This is going back a dozen years. Okay, so I think that Mike's done an amazing job because the way he's built the site is somehow to track or inputs all tournaments from everywhere to have a combined money thing. And I'm just like, man, can there be a better way for exchanging structured data between different independent agencies? Don't get me talking about an open source Fargo, which I've thought about, handicapping system, which is another whole topic. But these are things that cross my mind. Anyways, digital pool. Yeah, very excited about digital pool and what Zach and Isaac are up to and what they've got going on. And definitely have seen the very quick growth of this website and usage and adoptance of it. I don't want to criticize anything that they've done, but I think that they need help. And I know that because I've talked to Zach in the past before and I want to help. I just don't know exactly what the best help I can offer is. But I set up my profile here the other day, put in my thing and linked my Fargo record. Anyways, that was cool. Windows Open. Well, Windows Open is like the talk show of pool nowadays. Really interesting stuff, but they don't always talk about all the things that I think are worth talking about. And got me into thinking about, hey, I want to do something similar yet different because I have a lot of interest in talking about politics, talking about religion, talking about any kind of topic that I want outside of the pool community, yet integrating the two topics together because I think that there's a lot of dialogue that is skirted over and avoided because it's so controversial or seemingly mean-spirited or bringing out the worst and frustration. And the fact is there's a lot of problems these days that need to be addressed, serious things. And I don't really feel good just focusing on pool without having a balance about what's going on in the world and just people's struggles in life, putting food on the table, whatever. So we'll figure that out in time. Here's Shane Van Boning, Matchroom Pools, got a lot of exciting things going on. I'm sort of curious about increasing the number of ranking events. They made a call solicitation to promoters to identify and support the idea of adding events to Matchroom's ranking for Moscone and whatnot. I looked into this and I am confused. I want to support, but I have quite more questions than I have before I could actually be a contributor towards that effort. Pro Billiards Series, this website and the YouTube video channels and whatnot that are coming out, that's sort of like a new development. I don't even know exactly how long it's been around, but I believe this is a series that primarily does the race to 4 spot shot format, which I'm not a big fan of myself. Now, this one's interesting because Sneaky Pete and Mafia has been around for a while. And I've heard of them forever, but I never actually really got into their content. And it was only recently that I started discovering things about how, for example, Savannah Easton had written articles for them and produced them in record time from events, if you ask me. Hey, look, there's one on Jackie Karol. I feel as though Sneaky Pete Mafia in a lot of ways represents, look, there's one on Greg Hogue, represents, I don't know, not the little guy. I mean, there's Earl. He's no little guy. But neither is Karen, Kelly and Aloysius. So you have a combination, April Larson, you have a combination of like top players, but also lesser known players. For example, Jackie Karol is a top-notch female player. She would be right up in there with the top 10 or 20 females on the WPBA. But she doesn't play in that. She stays at home and does billiards instruction. I think is quite happy with that. A lot of people don't know about her. I actually ran into her in a tournament at Hard Time Sacramento. She ran right through me. I thought I was lucky to be getting a female for my first draw until I realized she played pretty much lights out. But anyways, I'm curious about Sneaky Pete Mafia, what they got going on. I also heard some bad things about them, but I'm less apt to take information open without considering that it might not necessarily be the full story, or that it might not be the case anymore. Anyways, I like a lot of what Sneaky Pete Mafia is doing. Pool is not dead. This is one of my favorite Facebook groups. It's been around forever. And I think it has like the most members of any, whoops, there it is, 63.1. So I've been actively sharing posts just because it's efficient. POV Pool. Well, POV Pool, gosh, they've been around. Daniel Busch has been around for what? I want to say a decade. And I really enjoyed. Do I have the video from last night? Where is it? No. The video of Post Up. Daniel of POV Pool was with Chris, and here it is. Chris and Collins and in the booth yesterday, and they had a lot of really good discussion outside of the matches and regarding to the industry. I think they brought up a lot of topics that were very newsworthy and interesting. And now what I'm waiting for, Collins, just so you know, is for the auto captions to can finish, so that way I can download an entire transcript of the live chat session, so I can go make it searchable. But you can actually search through it. Usually can search through it. I don't know if it'll let me here. Let's see. What was something in the chat that might not... Untold. Let's see if it shows up. No. Top chat replay. Live chat replay. Oh, yeah. See, it's live chat. So that means... Well, I don't know. We'll wait for that captioning process to finish. See, the live chat is only going to show up to where it is.
For the super shot,
I want to see if I can do this. Yeah, it's not the same as a chat transcript, because see, it only gives you that section. So we'll have to wait for, because this is the chat of the what do you call it? Viewers. Whereas the auto captioning is for the voice spoken word of the hosts of the video. So they're actually two different things. But I find that like a lot of times when you got these 6-8 hour long videos, it's nice to be able to search for words in a section to find the timeline, especially if you want to chapterize it or whatnot. This one, I really want to thank Daniel Busch for making this video. This was really cool. I don't even want to play it because I don't want to have any risk of copyright strikes. I'll put these in the description. But this is like a remixed video where all the dead time's taken out, no commentary, and just pool playing. And I thought that was quite creative. And I did not stop watching it from beginning to end. Did not miss like a second of it almost. It's very engaging. It's a new thing, and I really liked it. This is Lonnie and Lisa's channel, Backwards Billiards. They're in Texas. I know that Post Up wants to do something in Texas. I'm in Oklahoma, and I want to do something in Texas. And Brad is in Oklahoma City near Joey Gray's place, and we want to also do something in Oklahoma City. Don't know what exactly yet. We're still figuring that out. And then lastly, and these are just random things that I'm talking about because they crossed my mind. This article was great. Yeah, I don't even know how to encapsulate it, except you should read it. It's just funny. It's funny. I don't know. It's just interesting. So there you have it. That's what Doug Who is up to, and signing out for my first video for this channel. Next step is when I stop recording this. I'm making this in OBS, by the way, if anyone wants to learn how to this. I'll be teaching all this through my online school. OBS is a free program. And I just hooked up my mixer yesterday. Yes, I got my new mixer. Or not my new mixer. It's my old mixer. But it's even like got some rusty and stuff and like bird poop on it. I don't know if you can see it. A bent knob from, I don't know, something falling on it. Sorry, this is a horrible. I'm not very good with cameras or carrying. But anyways, it sounds so much better. Audio is everything in multimedia. I could care less about the video because video you can change out. Audio, it's hard to clean if it's noisy. You got popping like I had with my webcam mics. And so I went to my nice mixer, coming in through USB, and these Behringer, I forget what model they are, but they're the super cheapest mics you can buy with the best quality. XM1500S. I think there's a 3-pack out there if you need some decent XLR mics that for voice or even anything. Honestly, I think they're pretty damn good. So I'm going to be going back to messing around with pods, and I'm trying to make relational I'm trying to make post content types that have relationships. So when you modify one, they modify the others. And that's really going to be used for this site primarily. But the reason I really like pods is that there's a lot of functionality that you can create through it. That's almost like coding without coding, conditional stuff, as well as like, how do you say this? Like even using web and post content types to define and create business infrastructures and processes and make it to where things can't be broken or simpler and are exchangeable, etc. So the cool thing about pods is it builds on top of the native WordPress content, post content types, and sort of extends it. So I don't even know what I'm doing with this stuff. I'm self-taught. I've learned all the stuff I know about web and computers pretty much either through my employment or just reading on my own. So this is an adventure to me. If you know a lot about WordPress or multimedia or HTML or Pool or anything, and you just want to get involved and help create a better world, feel free to get a hold of me. This is Oxygen Builder. This is the plugin that I'm using that allows me to customize sites completely, fully, from the ground up. So I've been liking it so far. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, no more rambling. I got to go. I have a meeting in an hour that I'm not prepared for, but I really just wanted to make this video. Take care.